Cody, appreciate meeting you. Thank you for making time. I know it's real busy during fight week, so I appreciate that.
Appreciate you, brother. Thanks for coming on.
No problem. So I wanted to start by saying that this fight almost feels like a full circle for your career. People don't realize in your second fight, you did fight in Vegas, it was at the Cosmo. Totally different circumstances now. Now you're in the WBC eliminator. Title shot is looming. Big room at the MGM Grand. What do you feel is the main trait that's kind of gotten you to this point in your career at this stage?
Um, Having a big heart and the will to win, which means not taking no for an answer, which means every obstacle that comes up, instead of making an excuse, you find a way to overcome that obstacle and continue to keep climbing and moving forward. Is what I have done for almost a decade now, coming into the fight capital of the world from a small little town in Canada where boxing is very unheard of and there is no resources or fights. That's something I needed, and that's a tool that has brought me to almost the top of the food chain, and proving that, it's not about talent, it's about your commitment, it's about how big your heart is and your will to win.
Absolutely. And looking back on your last win against Josecito Lopez, I feel like there's almost two philosophies that you see normally when you're approaching an opponent. One is you take away their best asset and make them do something else, or you kind of beat them at their own game and show them that, they're not able to do that. It seems like you did the latter with him. There was just level he couldn't reach when it came to the infighting and the combinations. You basically just overwhelmed him. That makes me wonder, in this fight, it's almost a similar opponent to a degree in Abel Ramos, somebody that likes to brawl and everything. But to me, with your skill set, it's kind of up to you if you want to make it a war or not, or do you want to make it an easy fight? What is your mentality coming into this one as far as where you think you might go? I know it can change on fight night, but where are you kind of leaning towards?
Yeah, I believe that the my boxing ability and those tools that I've cultivated here in Vegas over the last decade um, allow me to outbox some of the best boxers if I need to, but that's not who I am. I'm a fighter. I'm a fighter at heart. I want to stand in the center of the ring and I want to bang. I want to make these fights exciting for the fans. Without the fans, we wouldn't be able to be here. And I see so many fights nowadays where guys are circling around, just trying to win a round and not giving the fans what they want. And those fans are working 9 to 5 jobs, slaving away all year long just to come and spend their money to watch you perform. So I want to leave an impression. I want to leave an imprint on the fans that when they walk out of the arena that night, they go, wow, I can't believe that. That was a hell of a fight. Did you feel that energy? I want to leave every fan standing on their feet. So I want to fight. And a fight means that, when you're going toe to toe, it can go either way very, very quickly. And that's the way I want to fight, and I want to live. I want to be on the edge, and I want to have that high. And having a Mexican fighter in front of me that's willing to do that gets me very, very excited. But if I'm in a situation where I need to reach in my toolbox and grab another tool to win, that's what I'm going to do. My last fight, I came in 3 pounds underweight. I was a little bit dehydrated and wasn't feeling the best. And one of the rounds when I stepped on the gas, I knew, oh shoot, okay, well, you need to pull back off the throttle a little bit. You got 7 more rounds to go. So, that was the first time where my back touched the ropes out of 21 fights. And I used boxing ability. I used my boxing IQ. I used my range. I used my timing to buy me a little time and weather the storm, and then go right back into the storm and become the eye of the storm.
I see. 2 words that I think of when I look at your career and your story is perseverance and being able to know when to pivot, when to know when to make different moves and when to pull back, like you just mentioned. One thing that always stood out to me that you don't hear a lot of fighters say is that when you were with Top Rank, you mentioned that you felt like they were moving you a little too fast and you kind of had to pull back a little bit to reassess your career. When it comes to reaching out to people as far as mental health goes, I feel like there's that sweet spot between not being reckless, but also knowing that you can't wait for the perfect time because it's never going to be perfect in life. You just kind of have to know when to take that leap. Where's that sweet spot for you as far as knowing when, okay, I can be a little bit of a risk taker, but also knowing when to kind of pull back a little bit and be smart about it?
As far as fighting or mental
Fighting and
health?
just in your career in general, for people who might be afraid of making that leap as far as something that they want to do in life, like you did.
Um, Honestly, all you truly do have is today. Tomorrow does not exist. And every day that you put something off from doing what you want to do, is a day where is another day where it might not ever exist. So if someone wants to take a risk, do it now, do it today, and be determined about it. That's why, when I was 18, I booked a one-way ticket the day I graduated high school to Vegas because I knew that's what I wanted to do. Um, I would never ever be too hesitant. The worst thing that can happen is it didn't work out the way you pictured it in your mind, but you have that much more experience and knowledge behind yourself for the next picture that's created that you walk into.
Mm, definitely, definitely. I think that's very important because a lot of people, like you said, they kind of look at it almost like the fairy tale. I took the leap happily ever after, but we know life is not like that. You have to be able to
No,
move and
it,
adjust, like you just said.
yeah, I feel like it's a leap every single day because every single day, the characters are changing, the pieces are moving. It's a different picture every day. So there's never going to be a perfect time, because there's never going to be the same time. It's
Right.
always shifting, it's always changing. So you need to work with what's presented right in front of you and make a decision. The second you hesitate is the second you lose an opportunity.
Absolutely, absolutely. And my last question for you would be that none of us want to go through trauma, but we know it's going to be transformative. It's up to you to decide whether it's going to be a positive transformation or a negative transformation. And I wanted to try and get your explanation on how you were able to use the trauma of losing your father to get to the point where you are now, especially something so personal. A lot of people want to just handle that personally away from the light, but you're using that to help so many other people. How were you able to find the strength to do that when you're also trying to deal with the guilt, you know, being upset with the entire process? How were you able to extend beyond yourself while still inwardly dealing with all that?
I would say because I'm surrendering to the now. I am honoring, there is no perfect moment. I'm honoring myself and how I feel. And that's something my dad didn't do. And that's what took his life. And, so right now, the fact that I'm able to share that I'm hurt, that I'm broken, um, that I'm doing my best to open up every day and reach out for help, um, is having an impact on people for them to not not wait any longer and just make those moves that they need to make in life, personal or professional or whatever. And I feel like my dad's passing and how it happened, um it doesn't what's the benefit of it if it doesn't get talked about, if it doesn't help anybody else? um so while I'm hurting, why not let others know and let others in and use that tragedy to raise money and help those people out who are going through the exact same thing. So that's what I've done, and I've teamed up with suicide awareness nonprofit in my hometown, and throughout this fight, I've been raising money for other people who need to reach out to a lifeline, who need therapy, who need other different healing modalities. They now have a lifeline that they can reach out to and make a different decision than my father did.
Absolutely. Well, Cody, I thank you so much for your time. Looking forward to seeing you fight. This is going to be my first time seeing you fight in person. I'll be heading out to Vegas from Atlanta on Wednesday, so looking forward to it. And hopefully they'll let you keep the beard too. I know some of the commissions are a little strict about that, but hopefully they'll let you keep it.
I hope so, bro. I already shaved it down.
All right, guys. Thank you so much.
Have a great day, brother. Take
You
care.
too. Appreciate you.